I go to MTSU, and I will be the co-pilot in the air race.
So the Air Race Classic is about a 2,600 mile race. We start down in Texas and we're flying up towards Maine. And what's interesting about it is that you have all different kinds of planes. So what they do is they calculate the performance of each plane and you're racing yourself. So whoever beats their time the most wins. They calculate the performance of each plane by flying what's called a handicap flight. So we fly a square that allows them to adjust for the winds and find the performance that the airplane should be able to fly at its best performance. The history of the race, it was founded in 1929. It wasn't necessarily founded, it was forced. The women wanted to fly with the men, but the men thought that women couldn't fly airplanes. They didn't want the possibility of the women crashing into them, so they made them go do their own race. One of the biggest names from the 1929 first race would be Amelia Earhart. She came in third, actually, in that race.
Elizabeth and Madison were both here. They've been here for a while as students, and I know them through walking through the halls at MTSU, the school itself, and then as flight students as well. And both girls are really smart. They're highly qualified to do what they're doing.
Behind the scenes, Elizabeth has been working very hard ever since she found out that the Air Race Classic was happening. She's been trying to make means to actually make it happen. And luckily, we were fortunate enough to win the Cessna 172, and it's just been skyrocketing from there.
I grew up on a farm in East Tennessee, and we were on final for planes flying into McGee-Tyson Airport in Knoxville. So my grandfather used to take me walking out in the fields, and we'd watch the tankers doing pattern work or just general aviation flying into the airport. That really captured my imagination because by the time I was 3 years old, I would look up and point up and I'd go, plane, plane, just like my grandfather always did. Before I really knew what it meant, I was doing that. And then once I got into 7th, 8th grade, it started to emerge, and I knew that it was actually an interest in aviation and an interest in a certain kind of career. The next step of that interest was that I started to look into the Air Force Academy because every time we had a Veterans Day assembly or something like that, the fighter jet videos were just super cool. So I looked into the Air Force Academy and decided that it wasn't necessarily for me. So then I started looking at other four-year collegiate aviation programs. My top choices were Southern Illinois, MTSU, and Emory-Riddle-Prescott. And it came down to MTSU. It was just the perfect choice. It was far enough away from home, but also still in Tennessee, where my roots are. I'm a junior at MTSU. I finished my personal flight training, and now I'm flight instructing other students. I take about 2 to 3 students each semester and help them train for the flight lab that they're enrolled in. I've been flight instructing for about 200 hours, so I'm up to about 400 flight hours. The biggest challenge of this race is going to be raising the money that's required. We're expecting it to cost about $10,000. There's lots of different expenses such as hotels along the race route. Fuel is going to be astronomically expensive. It's going to be almost 4,000 miles to fly from Murfreesboro to Texas, zigzag up to Maine, and get back from Maine to Murfreesboro. Fuel's $5 a gallon.
I think we'll do well in the race because we have a really good team dynamic already. We have a really good support system staying down behind us and feeding us information for weather, hopefully, and all of that stuff. We'll be able to practice before the race and understand both of our weaknesses and strengths within the plane.
In the future, I want her to win this race. I want her to blow the competition out of the water and make a better name for women pilots in general and for the school. And I think she and Madison can make it happen.